Zone 2 cardio is the best way to stay lean all year round and to make gains all year round too. Now you might be thinking, what is zone 2 cardio, right? Zone 2 cardio just refers to the zone that your heart is in when you're doing that kind of activity. So an example of zone 2 would be you're walking on a treadmill at a incline, and you're still able to have a little conversation with someone. So you're not out of breath, you're not absolutely tired. But the thing is, zone 2 cardio is you do it for about 25 to 30 minutes, and it's very, you can repeat it every single day for the rest of your life pretty much. So you can go outside, you can get on the treadmill, you can even, get a little walking pad in your house. And if you're working on a desk or if you're watching TV, you can literally do zone 2 cardio every single day for the rest of your life. And you can bulk and you can cut, then you can bulk again. But what can happen is you can fall into a cycle, and you can even just get fat, because that's happened to me. I thought, you know what, bulk and cut, and it's all just cope. It's absolutely cope. 90% of people that you see that will say, oh, I'm just bulking, it's just an excuse for them to just eat whatever they want for like 3 or 4 months, and they'll just get fat, because that's just what happened. Now I can just stay lean all year round. Obviously you still have to monitor your your diet and whatnot, but zone 2 cardio is literally the secret. Now dirty bulk, people do dirty bulk, right? And what that means is, say you're consuming 2,500 calories, right? And that's how much you need to maintain 80 kilograms of weight. Now once you do a bulk, not even referring to a dirty bulk, right? If you do a bulk, you try and slowly you push yourself up to like whatever your goal weight is. So let's just say you want to gain up about 93 kilograms. You want to bulk up to 8 kilograms. And what that does is, and the reason why you would bulk up is, the extra weight on your body will allow you to lift more weight, and lifting more weight will allow you to put on more muscle. And after you get at your goal bulk weight, eventually after like 6 or 7 or 8 months, whatever it is, you would lean down, and then that new muscle would be uncovered, and you would have gained a few pounds of, well, depending on how much muscle you can gain, and it depends on how far along you are in your gym, in your gym journey, your fitness journey, how many years of actual experience you have, how optimized your diet is, how optimized your sleep is. But the aim is, you bulk up, you gain some muscle, you lose fat, and that muscle is now, you can see it, you can enjoy it, you can enjoy the fruits of your labor. Now, but what can happen with that is bulking and cutting can ruin your physique, because obviously you have to gain fat. You can only gain muscle over a long period of time. That's why when people bulk, they call it a bulk period. I'm bulking right now. That's what they say. I'm bulking right now. And it's usually about, let's just say 6 to 9, 12, depending on the individual, but it's at least about 6 to 9 months. Anything further than that, then that's all right as well. But like bulking a lot can very easily, it's again, like I said in the last video, it's like a Trojan horse, because in reality you're like, you know what, I'm gonna gain slowly, I'm gonna gain muscle slowly, I'm gonna gain weight slowly. But what happens is your mind starts to not play tricks on you, but it'll tempt you. It'll be like, you know what, you're bulking anyway, why don't you just have that? Why don't you just have that burger? Why don't you just have that chocolate? Why don't you just have that sweet? And the thing is, if you're not like proper on it and your willpower is not there, then you can easily give in. And then you might think to yourself, you know what, I'm all bulking, it's just one day, why don't I just have it? Why don't I just have this milkshake? But the thing is, a couple of days later it'll come again. That feeling, that voice in your head, the shaitan will come again, and it'll tell you, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? And the thing is, before you know it, like most of the week you're just cheating on your diet, and then you weigh yourself one day and you're like, oh, you know what, I've gained about 5 kilograms. And then that's it. The bulk is like, you have to go on a mini cut in between your bulk, and it's very dangerous, because you're wasting time. And bulking and cutting all the time is not good for your hormones as well. There's a lot of people who go through big periods of bulking, like they'll bulk up a lot, and they know what they're doing, so they'll cut the weight again. But what happens is, once you're always bulking and cutting, your skin loses that elasticity, so they'll probably have stretch marks, they'll have these, like their skin will be sagging, and it's just not very, very good. And the way to, Greg Doucette calls it main gain. The way you can always like constantly stay lean, have a high calorie expenditure so you can eat more food, is you do zone 2 cardio every single day. You don't, on occasion you can sprint as well. I'm a big advocate of sprinting. There's like a study, it said 90% of people don't sprint after leaving school, which is like 16 in the UK. I don't know how much it is, like what age it is in the US, but like 90% of people don't ever sprint again in their whole life after the age of like 16, which is horrible. And for men as well, sprinting is very, very good. Yeah. And another tip, a secret tip, boys, is when you're sprinting, imagine you're chasing a deer, and that will activate something in your brain and increase your testosterone. Don't ask me the science on that, but I just know it's 100% true. But I'm a big advocate in doing zone 2 cardio. It doesn't really have to be walking. It can be cycling. It can be rock climbing. It could be anything where your heart rate is elevated slightly to the point where you can still have a conversation with someone. But if you do it long enough, you will break a sweat. Don't get me wrong. You will break a sweat. So it's low to moderate heart rate, talking pace, sustainable fat burn. Another way you can, this is not really zone 2, but another way you can basically not stay lean, but also like burn fat, is doing more daily steps. Now, people call 10k steps is, is the goal and whatnot, and that's completely nonsense. Some Chinese guy just invented that. Ideally, you want to aim for at least about 8 to 12k steps daily, depending on what kind of job you have. If that not a glitch or a hack or what a secret again, but a good tip is to get a little walking pad. I have a walking pad. It's not really here at the moment. It's downstairs. But what I do is I've got a standing desk as well. If I'm just doing something on my desk, or if I'm working, I'll basically put the desk to the highest setting, and I'll just start walking. And I'll walk for like 20-30 minutes, and that's it. That's it, but I will still walk outside of that, but that will allow me to get my steps in. Sometimes in the gym you're like, you know what, I just want to go home at a certain point because the gym's crowded. As long as you've got a walking pad at home, you can get your cardio in. You can get your cardio in before you go sleep, in the morning, first thing in the morning, if you wake up a bit early, and it's just very, very good. It's not harsh on your joints like jogging or anything too intense. And the thing is with that as well, I feel like when I do, when I get my steps in at night, I feel like I get better sleep, and you're training your heart as well. Now, if someone asks me, would you rather have a healthy heart or massive muscles, 100% of the time I would choose a healthy heart. There's a lot of people who go to the gym and they don't really do cardio, and their heart is very, very, weak, like. And the thing is, it affects the amount of weight you can lift too. Because say you've got big VO2 max, right? You have a massive intake of air, like you can just breathe in fully through your lungs, like you can breathe into your gut, and then you push off that to try and lift like 100 kilogram, whatever, right? You're doing a massive deadlift. To someone who can't really breathe, like they can't do cardio, they can only breathe like a small amount of air. They can only intake small. That's what VO2 max means. VO2 max means the amount of air you can intake through your lungs. So if you've got a small VO2 max, the only amount of air you can intake is like, and that's your max. That's not very healthy at all. And the thing is, once you're lifting weight, like you 100% cannot do high reps. You can 100%, I can guarantee you, if you've got weak cardio, you cannot do high reps. You're just literally, it's incapable. You're not allowed, not even not allowed, you're just not capable of doing that. So zone 2 cardio is very, very important in my opinion. If you're someone who wants to stay lean, if you're someone who's obviously fat right now, then that's a bit of a different story. But even then, you can easily do zone 2 cardio alongside your, say you're doing some kind of HIIT workout, you're doing some kind of sprinting, some kind of jogging, you're playing sports. You should still, in my opinion, do zone 2 cardio because it's just very beneficial. It's very beneficial, very good for the heart, very good for even recovery as well. It's not harsh on the joints as well. It's very repeatable. And the thing is, it'll allow you to eat more as well. It'll literally allow you to eat more because you're burning more calories. Your daily expenditure is a lot higher. Now, if you're someone who, just to put it into perspective, if you're someone whose daily calories is 2,000, so if you laid in bed all day, you didn't do anything, and you need to eat a certain amount of calories just to maintain your weight, that would be, say for example, 2,000. Now say the next day you go on your walking pad and you walk for 30 minutes in the morning and you walk 30 minutes at night. Now your calorie expenditure is like maybe say 2,500. Now you have a potential to have a whole another meal, and the thing is, you won't gain any weight, or you might even lose weight. You never know, depending on how much food you like to eat. But yeah, if you want, if you literally want a cheat code to staying lean all year round, start doing zone 2 cardio every single day. And the thing is, if it's like even good weather, today's all right, but if it's good weather, you can go outside, go take your family, or if you've got a dog or anything like that, you can go outside for a walk, or you can go to like a scenic place with someone and go for a walk. If you want to learn how to train, how to eat, how to sleep, then join my free school community, boys. Link will be in the description below, the first one. Click on that. I've also got one-to-one coaching for a very limited time, only 10 guys per month, and even then I'm not really, I might open it for a month, close it for a couple of months so I can help out the guys. But yeah, join my free school community. Link will be in the description below, the first one. Click on that. Thank you.